So welcome back, everybody. So year one is complete with raising Sully. We are just maybe 3 weeks past his first birthday, and his hair is coming back on his tail. I know I mentioned like he was having hair loss. I really think something happened where he got allergic to something from camping, or there's something in the yard, or maybe it's just the heat. So we are gonna go over a little bit of the good, the somewhat bad, and the awesome when it comes to the puppy. So we're gonna start off with some of the good stuff going on with the boy. So I love how much of a hard worker he is. Like, he's always wanting to be involved in yard work. I mean, he's always wanting to be involved in everything. But I love that his job is to always help me. And, you know, it can be frustrating at times because his help sometimes isn't very helpful. But I try to figure out ways of including him in things so he feels like he's doing a good job. But I really love how in focus he is with everything I'm doing. Even though sometimes it can be frustrating, it's still adorable, and I love that he does that. He is definitely the great protector of the family. He's very protective of me, which you guys know that. I mean, I've talked about that before in other videos, but it's definitely becoming more intense. I'm extremely happy that he loves to walk so much. Like, he is just like Gypsy in that aspect where he will not miss a walk. He has to go, I should be saying that word. Okay, nobody's getting too crazy. Usually they go nuts if I say the W word. But he never, sir, I can't do this video. But he's yes, hi. What was I saying? WLKs. But he's always super excited to go on adventures, especially the walks. And he does extremely well on his walks. He still does pull from time to time, but it's usually when we see like stray cats or squirrels, or, you know, if he sniffs out a kitty treat. He's very pulley and determined to try to get those. Thankfully, he leaves everything else we find alone, but the kitty treats is the one thing that he still really pulls and goes a little nutty for. But I know all that will cease over time, and, you know, he's getting better with it. It's just, it's still there. I still need to work with him on some reactivity stuff and some recall, but I can't remember the last time he actually reacted to a car. I mean, he still stares at them as they go by, but he doesn't do any of the crazy reactions like he used to, and I really can't remember the last time he did have a reaction to a car. He's also stopped chewing my stuff, besides for trying to go after that knitting stuff back there today, but he hasn't chewed any of my makeup or brushes or art supply. Like, I can't even remember when he hasn't chewed something that was mine. Like, he still chews his stuff, like his toys, and destroys that, but there's no more chewing on the household trimming or, you know, staircase or anything like that. I also don't get bit anymore when I come home from work, which is lovely. I actually get greeted normally, like with hugs with the rest of the crew. But that doesn't mean we're not without some nipping and mouthing issues still. He still nips and bites at my husband. There's like absolutely no respect there whatsoever. I blame that mostly on hubby's training, but also because just maybe Sully wants to try to prove he's a man or something, because when I'm not home, he listens perfectly fine to my husband. So, but Sully really doesn't respect anybody else's words except mine, so I think that's part of it too. And we're also having issues with his mouth when it comes to the girls. He loves to try to herd all the girls out the back door when we go potty, or in the yard if he wants to play. He will nip at them to try to get them to move so they can play, and they don't want to play. Like, they do sometimes, but his nipping's really bad with Gypsy. He'll actually grab her face and start like pulling her skin to get her attention or to get what he wants out of her. And my girls just stand there and don't move, or they turn their heads away to get him to stop, but he's constantly trying to do it. So I've had to really up my game on getting involved and pushing him, well, not pushing him, but moving him away from her, telling him no bite. There's times where I'll like lightly pat the back of his tushy, like the back part of his legs. I'm basically herding my herding dog because that's the only thing getting him to stop doing it to the girls. But so that's still a thing. I'm worried a little bit that the girls and him are going to have a major fight someday, because especially with Gypsy, Cleo usually tells him something and he backs down, but with Gypsy, he does all the body language signs that a dog would do to warn another dog, like, back off, and he just doesn't care. He's got a, he's just like, but I want to play with you attitude, like I'm going to get what I want attitude. But yet most of the time they're all playing together and getting along great. But the girls give a lot of stink eye stares to him, and sometimes those stares I think are cattle dog death stares. Like, you can really see the girls are frustrated with him on certain days. I think because he still has like that puppy energy and does stupid puppy moments, and I'm right there with them on those days, because there's just certain days where you can tell the entire household is just frustrated with some of his BS. Even though he's a really good dog, like, we still have our frustrating days with him. So some of the bad stuff, like I mentioned, we still get frustrated with him on certain days. It's usually the days where he's had shorter walks, or he's just a little bit bored, or he's just attempting to do stupid puppy things. But he does like to scream around 3 a.m. at either his reflection in the mirror of my closet, or he will just randomly scream bloody murder for whatever reason during the night, waking us all up. So that's adding to our exhaustion. I know he's being protective, but it's like, dude, go to bed. Like, you gotta stop with the, because his bark is so loud. It could probably wake up the dead. He is an absolute brat. Like, he's got total brat attitude, and I think that's, I'm not sure that's something I'm going to be able to train out of him, because he's always been kind of a brat even when he was a baby. Like, he's, and I don't mean brat like he's a horrible dog or anything. Like, he's got bratty attitude. Like, I want to do what I want to do, and I'm gonna stomp my feet and get my way. Like, if the girls have something, he wants it. If he wants to play, he demands it. Like a little, like, he throws tantrums. Like, he'll smack the girls and scream at them. He'll go up to their faces and just do that loud, like, at their face, just to try to get them to play with him, or to give up whatever toy they have, even though he's got plenty of toys. Like, it's definitely a resource guarding thing too, I think, but it's a brat attitude. Like, he's just, it's a spoiled thing, and I'm not sure how to correct that. Like, I really think that's just part of who he is. Like, he will walk literally over all the dogs and anybody to get to my lap. He will push them out of the way to get to my lap, because that's where he wants to be. And there's even times where I have taken him off my lap because I'm trying to, like, eat dinner or something like that, and he constantly jumps back up, and it's a constant thing of get down and stay on the ground thing, but eventually he pops back up there anyway as soon as he sees that I'm done eating. And it's just, and I will admit I cave on those moments because he is so cute and comfy to cuddle with when we're watching TV after dinner. Like, he is just, it's the best thing having a snuggle bug like him. Like, Gypsy's a snuggle bug too, but he's like, he really has like that nice big boy dog snuggles, you know? So with that, I'll admit it's my fault. I've added to the bratty attitude, but all the rest of the stuff we try to correct him or teach him how to share better, and he's just not getting it. He just loves to have everything his way and the way he wants it, and my girls are so sweet. Like, they, even though Gypsy does warnings with him, like, they let him get away with a lot too, and I think that's played a part in it. We're all at fault. We've all babied the baby. He has had 2 weird incidents where he decided to pee all over the house. One time I was getting out of the shower, and he couldn't wait till I could get dressed, and he went downstairs and literally peed all over the couch, 4 spots on the carpet, 2 spots in the entryway. Like, it was just a trail of this huge puddle of pee. I'm not sure why. I mean, he was because he was just out maybe 3 hours before the incident happened. So, and then it happened again. He was dead asleep and taking a nap, and he just bolted up like in a startle, ran downstairs, and just all over the floor again. I really think it has to do with his water intake, because I mean, you guys who follow me know I've taken him to the vet. There's nothing wrong with him. He's perfectly healthy. I'm not sure why he did it. He hasn't done it since, but I think it's just all the water intake. He's obsessed with the water, and he's constantly drinking it, whether it's from the bowl or the shower, because he jumps in the shower with us more often than he's ever done now. Not just with me, but with my husband, to try to catch the water coming out of the shower head. I'm extremely tired of being in pain and the bruises. he still runs full force when he gets a Zoomy and just slams right into us. At night when I'm sleeping, he's constantly walking all over me, or he lays his whole body over me because he doesn't want hubby to come near me. Not that my husband's that close to me anyway, because we've got like a trail of cattle dogs in between us, all protecting the mother. But I'm very tired of all the physical pain, and I know he doesn't mean to do it. I've got some ribs that feel bruised still. I've got scratch marks still, and just, it's mostly bruises, but he doesn't understand the concept that he's hurting us when he's doing all that walking, jumping, slamming into us thing. I'm hoping if he calms down-ish, like, as much as a cattle dog can calm down, I'm hoping that it'll get better in time with that, because I'm really tired of trying to catch him mid-bolt in the air to set him down. I'm just so exhausted and in pain. And speaking of calmness, there is a slight calmness to him. Slight. Again, like I said, as much as it can't be for a cattle dog. He's always kind of understood, like, this is it. This is downtime type thing, like when we're done with an activity, but he's really starting to grasp that concept better, if that makes sense. I know he'll never be fully calm, but I mean, but I see that slight, it's the slight calmness that happens with cattle dogs. So besides our little minor bad issues, if you even want to call them bad issues, I mean, they're just little puppy hiccups, we'll call it that. He's really an extremely smart boy, so sweet. Like, he reminds me a lot of my Lou, just a very sweet, loving boy, very protective, and he's extremely handsome. I can't get over, like, sometimes when I look at him, that, like, that's my boy. He just has one of the best personalities ever in a dog. Not that my other dogs don't have great personalities, they do too, but he's just so happy and always wants to just have fun, and he's always ready for whatever. And I love that he's my camping dog. Hopefully the girls will be my camping girls someday too. We still need to practice a little bit more with them, but I love that he's so into camping, and and how he already knows that when we go to a campsite that we protect this area. You know, like he's really smart. You know, any frustration are the days that he still pushes our buttons a little bit and has those, you know, puppy hiccup moments. Like, they're all worth it because he's at a very good place, like, training wise, and they're also worth it because he makes me smile every day. Like, anytime I get upset with something stupid he does, he will do something cute to make me laugh or smile, and I know he knows it. Like, I know he knows how to make mommy switch moods. Now, don't get on me about the laser pointer. I know there's people that are totally against the laser pointer things. I was cleaning out a drawer, I found it, I just wanted to see his reaction. It's the one and only time he's played with it, so he didn't have no weird prey drive syndrome or whatever that is that people complain about. But it's cute. It's cute. Just let it be a cute thing. Sometimes I really miss him when he was a puppy, but a lot of days I don't miss that at all, because the exhaustion is different now than it was then. And it's not, I don't have to sit here and try to figure out who he is or how he's going to react to things. I already kind of know who he is and who he's becoming or has become. So hopefully as we're entering the beginning of the second year, things go well. But you know, sometimes in my head I think round 2 fight, you know, just like I should prep just in case something goes wrong. But I don't know, he's amazing. I love him. I couldn't ask for a better dog. Like, he's, yeah, God, I'm so in love with my puppy. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But that is it for today's video, guys. And remember to click like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye. You poor girls.